Welcome viewers! I'm your host, Luigi, and welcome back to The Void. Today we will be taking a look at a new Mega Construct Pokeball wave, which would be none other than... Wave 20! Oof! I can't believe Mega has cranked out over 20 waves of these little guys at this point. And they're not slowing down anytime soon. Like, bro, we already have waves 21 and 22 to hunt down now. Like, that's crazy, dudes. But getting to see wave 20 after all this time certainly puts into perspective just how long I've been collecting these things at this point. It's rather surreal in a sense, but it's still an impressive milestone to hit. Right off the bat, it's a bit disappointing that we only get one new Pokemon type from this wave, and the rest are only updated repeats from past sets. I realize this is just a state of modern Mega these days, but still, only including one new Pokemon in a wave is a bit on the stingy side. But it's better than no new Pokemon at all, so I won't rant too heavily on that, as we already know this is a common problem for this line. So we'll take what we can get. Anyway, we'll just introduce our little lads here. First up, we got Brokey, and they've definitely changed up his design. And honestly, the main notable thing is his expression. I love this expression. He is just so done with everything, and I love him for that. And yes, look at him. He's doing the Black Widow pose, and he doesn't give a flying crap about life. Truly a mood. Next, we got a new Fennekin model sporting the Friend Ball fit, and oh boy, I already have some words and concerns for this one, but I'll save them till after I open it. But at least you look pretty cute from the side. Oh, just look at you. We also got a new Chespin model to finish out the Kalos starters, and my dude seems to have lost some weight as he's slimmed down from a circle to that Dorito body fit. An interesting choice, but I think it looks nice at first glance. We got Marill in the classic Pokeball drip, and already, what did they do to you, my boy? Like, what? Bro was shaped like a calcium pill versus an ibuprofen. How do you get a shape wrong? He was a literal circle. Well, I guess you could say that they went for a very stylized look for this remodel, for better or worse, so, you know, we'll wait and see how he turns out. Next, we have the only new Pokemon for this wave, Igglybuff. And I don't know how to feel about this one. It's giving me Menace to Society vibes with a side of serial killer based on this expression alone. So I can kind of vibe with a new chaotic menace to the group, you know? Either that or this is going to become someone's paralysis demon, just calling it. And last but not least, we have Teddiursa once again. Been a hot minute since we last saw you. And it seems our boy is also getting the triangle treatment today, which in turn makes his head look absolutely ginormous. So I don't know about that ratio combo, but other than that, I think he looks fine at first glance. And that wraps up our brief introduction and packaging analysis for this latest wave. Overall, it seems we have some interesting changes made to some older models. Whether they'll be any good will soon be revealed, so enjoy some glamour shots before we bust open the goods. Oh, okay, well I guess before we begin, I have a new introduction I would like to make. Everybody, this is another new cat assistant, Asher. Ash, what would you like to say to everyone? Yes, sniff the light. Inspirational close 2024.
2,000 years later.
Okay, we are finally back. And here are all the completed builds for this wave. Not the most exciting bunch, I have to say, in recent times. I have mixed feelings so far. I'll explain a little bit more why later. But, I don't know, just it's an okay series. Not one to lose your head over. I think 19's far superior, but let's give these guys a closer look, shall we? Okay, here's just a quick look at all the instruction manuals we get. This is what they look like. Sorry, they're very bent. They, again, like Series 19, were extremely cramped in the balls and were hard to get out, so they have a very sharp crimp to them, but each ball did come with collector's guide again, which we did already take a look at in 19, and it did change slightly since 19, as this one wasn't on there last time. Series 20 replacing 19, but other than that, nothing really too exciting that we would be looking forward to. And just quickly picking up one to show. This is what they look like, and just unfolding one real quick. So just, you get the general idea of what the manuals look like for this wave. So, yeah, there you go. First up, let's go ahead, let's take a look at Froakie over here, same order as packaging. And I have to say, he's actually probably like one, if not the only Pokemon I feel like actually got a decent upgrade in this wave. I think the new head shape, it quite suits him. Something about kind of like the sharper edges, I think, give it a nice clean feel. They also kind of updated this foam fluff, as it's still a nice rubbery piece, but it feels a little bit better quality than last time. It's also a bit more detailed. His arms, I don't know. I think I kind of like the older arms better, but they're fine. He still has these same, like, oh wait, I can take him off the base, I'm dumb. He still has the same articulated froggy legs from the first time, for the swoopy arms. And for a bonus, his eyes can still swivel to the side, so he can get this derpy look on the new model. He just does this. And I kind of love this expression. It's kind of fun seeing him again, and with the new expression, he just has this very annoyed look on his face. Maybe it's exasperation, maybe he's just pissed, or maybe he's taking a nap. I don't know, but I kind of dig it. Here's the old model from the Versus packs versus our newest one, and as you can see, our boy got a big glow up. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm very fond of the classic one, but I do kind of just like the new visual shape language and even the color differences they've kind of made on this newer one. I don't know, it just gives them a lot... it gives them a lot more of a cleaner feel. But beyond that, they both have pretty much the same leg structure. The arms are a little longer on the older model. A little part of me still kind of likes the big fingers on the old one compared to just this like Lego looking hand over here. The foam floofs here. I do like how this one puffs out a lot more than this older one, which is also a kind of just firmer rubber piece versus this one being a lot softer and squishy. And dang, just look at those head shapes, bro. I never realized how blobby the old model looked until now. They can both do this too. Look at them, look at the boys. But also, I just feel like the head construct is a little bit more solid on this newer one as well. So that's kind of how they constructed the eyes versus what they did with this one. So I don't know, he has ears sometimes doesn't. I don't know, it's a little bit more wobbly on this older one here. Yeah, overall, I think for the most part, this is a solid glow up. Froakie bros, looking nice. Next up, it's time to take a look at our dear friend, Fennekin. Okay, now Fennekin, this new version, I have a lot of thoughts on it. For one thing, it is so different from the old model, and I'll show that in a minute, but I can't necessarily say I like everything they changed about it. Really, the only thing I kind of enjoy are the new leg upgrades, as I think the pointy, petite paws accompanied with the more slender leg style look much better than the tiny nubs they were previously. However, I'm not a fan of this tail design. It feels way too rounded for my taste, and I would have much preferred to see an updated version of like the classic tail model over this clunky thing. Like seriously, is that an orange on the tip? Like what is that? All the rubber bits are pretty much the same, just they're a little bit nicer plastic maybe. But the face, that is... it's a change I can't tell if I like or not, because like look at that, the eyes are like melting down onto the snout. I don't know, it's just kind of odd placement. Like I guess it's okay from the front, but from other angles it looks really weird. Other than that, it's definitely got a big color change, and you'll see that in a second. The night and day difference between these models. I didn't realize the original Fennekin was so pale till I saw this one, but I can kind of see what they were trying to do to make the new model stand out more, but I think the paler yellow matches more closely to the source material. Dang! You look like a raw chicken compared to this one. You can kind of see that big size difference, especially in the legs. They used to just be these little nubs, which I always thought was kind of funny, but they could have been longer. I don't know, I still kind of like this older tail design, but it would have been nice to maybe get like a remodel, but I don't really like this, if you get what I mean. So the faces, I guess you could say this face also does feel a little off, but then again, it's like, I don't know, it looks normal from the side versus melty face over here. So I guess it kind of just comes down to personal preference. Honestly, I've kind of bonded to this one a lot due to, I don't know, all the animations I used to make with her in it. So I don't know, maybe a little bit biased when I say that I like the older one more. I'm just kind of bummed I can't mix and match pieces, because honestly, I would just love to take these legs and use them on my old Fennekin, but the color changes are so drastic you can't even like mix around the few parts you actually like, so I suppose it's fine. Alrighty, and next up we have the little lad Chespin. Okay, so for the most part, Chespin didn't change too much. Really all that they switched up was the body shape and some slight color correction to the marked areas. Yeah, he's still looking pretty nice, and I have to say that the Dorito body isn't a bad look. A small part of me still kind of likes the chunky body of the classic, but that new shape does give the design a nice, clean, and tapered look that's pretty hard to beat. And plus, he can kind of do a little wiggle now. Little dance, that's pretty cool. Still has, you know, his legs, little nub arms, and he has a new expression on, which you could probably use with the older model too if you wanted. Still got all these nice rubber bits, a cute little tail, and yeah, he's pretty much, he's got it all. So here is the old model versus the new model side by side, and yeah, little guy, he got a little bit of a glow up. It's not too harsh or anything. Really, like I said, it's the color, as he used to be this kind of more lighter, softer brown. Now he's a very dark brown. But, yeah, he's not too bad overall. Like, which team are you on? Are you on Team Dorito body or Cookie body? Because honestly, I still like both. I can appreciate the decision to shorten the arm length on the new one, as the old one had much longer arm nubs, which looks a bit weird now that I review it again. I have to say I like the expression a little bit more, because this one still scares me quite a bit, but same legs almost, same markings, just a little bit more clean. Maybe, no, I do think they changed the shade of green slightly as well, so, you know, not a bad remaster. I still like both, so they get the passive approval. Okay, next up, we have Maril. Oh boy, they changed this boy so much. Like, they changed up his whole body type. Boy used to be like a nice round lollipop, but now he's getting the pill treatment for some reason. Bro is starting to look like a minion, and I don't know how I feel about it. It's a change, but maybe he could be like a weird cousin to the original Maril. He has these cute like little stubby arms. They've been using this a lot in this wave, the little stub arms I've noticed. Mine did come with a slight little eye chip there on his print, so he looks half concerned all the time. I like his ears though. His ears are kind of cool. Bro looks like Yoda now. They do have a nice like little range of movement and can, you know, kind of be swiveled around, so those are fun. Sadly, he doesn't really have good leg movement at all. They can only wiggle back and forth, really. Not sure if I'm a big fan of that kind of leg movement. His tail's nice. I think they updated his tail a bit, so it's a kind of nice rubbery piece you can move around. I don't know, he's a bit more of a, I guess, kind of iffy build if you like him or not. I actually can't find my original model right now, so I can't compare, but just looking at pictures, like, I mean, come on, the round just looks better. It looks like the boy, not this little critter. I mean, it's okay, as due to the shape of this Pokemon, I know there wasn't much they could have done for the articulation beforehand, but it still feels Now we finally have the little mass murderer Igglybuff. Honestly, this is it's a fun, goofy little fella. I don't know how else to describe it, but it's this very simple build. You know, it's basically just a circle. Doesn't really have a lot going on with the legs, same as Maril, which we just saw. It's just kind of there for looks, little feetsies, but it does have a nice little rubber bit for its hair up here, which is kind of fun to poke around. Little baby arms wiggle around. But it's really just that face that catches your eye, you know, those eyes. This is a serial killer, I'm sorry, but I guess it's fun to have a nice, like, simple little chaotic Pokemon back in the line. I feel like it's been a while since we've had one of those, so yeah, this one's here just kind of for laughs and giggles, but kind of respect to you, bro. And for our last little fella today, we have Teddy Ursa. So probably the one that I have the most issues with, just because, like, look at those proportions, bro! Bro has a big old bobblehead up here, and then that tiny Dorito body, that's, that combo's not doing it for me, Chief. Let's compare it to the original, because, like, I mean, at least, like, you know, round body, round head, you know, it works, it's compatible. But, I mean, they maybe could have made this work if they made the Dorito body just a little bigger, because just, like, I'm sorry, these proportions, I can't with him. Looking past that, you know, he's got some nice little feetsies, nice little sharp claws down there. He actually has some claws printed on his little arm, both top and bottom, so that's kind of cute. He's got a little tail in the back, and this big old face, which has, you know, very nice crisp print. His little ears, he looks like a monkey very easily. But his ears feature the same design idea as Maril's, so that's a small win for you. I do like that building aspect, but other than that, he's okay. They split the best parts of each build, but at least Teddy's happy now and not depressed. So he has that going for him. Alright, and that wraps up all I wanted to show, so let's move on to my final thoughts about the whole wave now. All in all, I think it's an okay wave. It was nothing spectacular or mind-boggling, but it did do its best to deliver some fresh takes on some older Pokemon builds, as well as bestowing Igglybuff upon us. Personally though, I still feel this is a bit of an underwhelming wave, as the execution for it wasn't the best, and the lineup choices felt bland for the wave number, on top of the updates being made to some of the models didn't really catch my fancy. Now, I realize some of these nitpicks could just be a me thing, and you guys may not have any issues with them, but I still felt it was important to throw it out there as a critique. The execution and lineup choices could have been easily fixed if Mega swapped Series 19 and 20. Series 20 released before Series 19, so if they wanted to do that, why not place 20 as 19 so when 20 finally did release, it would feel a lot more special to collect. This was essentially a filler series minus the one new addition to begin with, so it would have made more sense to swap the numbers and leave the more exciting wave for a more significant number. As for the building updates, they were pretty hit or miss. Mega did do a good job on correcting colors and upgrading the quality, so the builds are more sturdy now, but in the process removed some of the quirks I actually liked about the classics. Now, that could be subjective, but as someone who's been a long-time collector, I just didn't feel like they added enough to impact in the ways I was hoping for. But all that said, it was still okay. I'm sure if you are a new collector, or you missed out on the original models, or are just interested in getting that new build, or a double of your favorite, then you'll like it just fine. As an older collector, I suppose this wave didn't particularly impress me, but it still had some good pros and cons, as does any modern wave of Pokeball Pokemon will. This is just part of Mega's standard for this series at this point, so I guess we have to accept this until they decide to be generous again. Maybe. Probably not. And that wraps up all I have to say about Wave 20. I don't know if this was worth the wait, but sorry that this was as late as it was. I should have got this out way earlier, but you know me, so my bad. At least I have time for Series 21 coming up next. Yahoo! And with that, thank you so much for tuning in and watching to this point. If you liked what you saw, now would be a great time to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, as those would all really help me in the channel out, working towards our 2,000 subscriber goal now. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day or night, and remember that one time Chespin got set on fire. Those were good times.